everyone, welcome back to a new video. So today I'm going to be telling you exactly why I shaved my head. So as you can see, I no longer have that much hair. If you watch the vlogs, then you'll have seen me actually shave my head. I believe that was vlog number 21, so if you want to see me actually do that, then you can go and watch that vlog, or it might be in vlog 20. I don't know, I'll put it up on screen. But yeah, if you want to go and watch me actually shave my head, then you can go and watch that vlog. And the choice may have seemed very spontaneous to a lot of you because previously, I'd never mentioned this before. However, it was a very thought out choice. I have been thinking about shaving my head and just getting rid of my hair for probably about 3 years now, but I haven't done it up until now, and I wanted to explain why, why I've waited so long when I've been thinking about it for so long. And why I actually wanted to shave my head in the first place. And that is exactly what we're going to be talking about today. So the short answer to why I shaved my head was that washing my hair and just looking after my hair, having long hair, was a waste of my time. That is the short answer, but there are some very specific reasons why it was such a waste of my time, and specifically a lot more of a waste of my time than it would be for a lot of other people. I won't go into all of my many disabilities right now, but two of them are I have autism and I also have chronic fatigue. And these, most of you will know what autism is, and autism comes with a lot of sensory issues, so things like showering are often very unpleasant, tickling hair and stuff is just not great, and also chronic fatigue means that basically I just don't have much physical energy. And so when you combine that with autism and all of my other problems, having to drag myself upstairs to shower and wash my hair is just, it was very difficult. Showering has always been a huge issue for me. It's never been something I've ever wanted to do. I've always done it just because, like, I have to. Obviously you have to shower, you have to clean yourself, and obviously I wanted clean hair. Having clean hair was always really important to me because when it, when your hair starts to get really gross and yucky because you haven't washed it in a few days, I absolutely cannot stand that. It makes me so irrationally angry. Like, it's a really bad sensory experience for me, and so I just can't stand having unclean hair. And so therefore showering was essential, but it was also the thing that I struggled with the most. A lot of people with autism, and also a lot of people with mental health issues, of which I have both, struggle with personal hygiene, so things like showering, brushing your teeth, which I also struggle with. These are common things that we all struggle with, but for different reasons. My main problem with showering has always been how long it took, because previously I had very long hair. At one point a few years ago, before I started vlogging and before I started this channel, I had hair that was always down to my waist. I've always had really thick hair as well, so like I had a lot of hair, and it would take like half an hour to even an hour originally to actually wash my hair. So it was a long time I would have to spend in the shower. And also because my hair was so long, it took forever to dry. I could wash my hair at 7 AM in the morning, I'm going to bed at 8 o'clock and it's still wet. And it was absolutely ludicrous. I don't like using hair dryers because it damages your hair, and like I can really feel the heat damage, which is again an unpleasant sensory problem. And it was just like, it just took so much time. When you have disabilities, you have to not only take into account the actual physical time it takes to do something like, say, it takes me 40 minutes to wash my hair in the shower and then maybe 15 minutes to then get dressed afterwards. You also have to take into account the time it will take to, one, convince yourself that you even want to go in the shower, and then to recuperate after it. You have to allow time to recover, which seems ridiculous, and if you don't have any kind of disability, I don't expect you to understand this, but when you have disabilities or mental illnesses, you have to really try to do these little things. Showering is like, it's just a normal part of everyone's life, but for me and a lot of other people with disabilities, it's a whole operation. There's none of this, oh yeah, I'm just gonna jump in the shower before we go out to brunch or whatever. That, like, no. Like, if I'm going in the shower, I'm doing nothing else that day. I'd have to factor in the mental energy it takes me to convince myself that I want to go in the shower, the mental energy that I have and use in order to deal with the sensory issues. I'm not a huge fan of soaps and things. Even the ones that have no scent, they do really have some scent, and I can't stand the smell. I then have to deal with wet hair afterwards, so I have to mentally prepare myself for all of these things. But then I also, the only bathroom with a shower in our house is in my parents' ensuite, which means I have to walk all the way through the house because I live in the garage, technically. So I have to walk all the way through the house, all the way up the stairs, which is a lot of physical energy, especially for someone like me with chronic fatigue and a lot of joint problems. And so it's a whole thing, you know, and then I've got to stand in the shower for 40 minutes, which is actually really difficult for me. I'm not great at standing in one place. I also have Tourette's, which means that standing in one place when you tend to jerk violently, you know, I can't control it. And so, you know, obviously I'm in a wet, slippery environment when I can't always control all of my limbs, which is not a great combination. And obviously the longer I'm in there, then the higher chance there is that I'm gonna, you know, tick and fall over or something. And it's just, it really is a whole thing. And so generally speaking, I would need to wash my hair twice a week, which means that if I'm spending a whole day essentially on a shower, that's 2 whole days a week that I've lost. And if I'm having a particularly bad week, then I'll need to, you know, really recuperate and spend a day or even 2 days after I've had a shower recovering essentially from having a shower. Which sounds absolutely ridiculous when I say it out loud, but it's just the reality. So, you know, if I'm having a bad week, then I can quite literally spend like 5 days on the activity of showering, which is absolutely ludicrous. The aftermath of having a shower, which again is such a stupid phrase because it sounds like, you know, this huge event and it's just having a shower, but it really is a huge thing to people like me. But it causes a whole lot of other problems because I've always, since I was like a tiny little baby, my mum would only put me in the bath once a week. That's it. Just clean me off, wash my hair, and then I wouldn't have a bath or a shower or anything the rest of the week, which a lot of people think is super gross, but that was just what we had to do because my skin has always been really sensitive. I literally cannot have a shower every day or my skin starts flaking and peeling off and it gets really dry and really sore. That's always been the case, which is why my mum never put me in the bath more than once a week. But also my temperature, my body temperature changes drastically when my hair is wet. And obviously, like I previously said, my hair will stay wet for quite literally more than 12 hours. And you know, when you have so much hair, it just takes forever to dry. But because of that, my body temperature would go up and down, which made me ill, it made me shivery, and you know, it quite literally made me sick sometimes. And this has always been a problem since I was a little kid. And so this is nothing new, but at the same time there's also really no solution because, like, you know, you have to have a shower for many reasons, and it was also one of those things I didn't really realise it wasn't normal until I sort of went away on like my year 4 residential, and you know, obviously everyone else was having showers every day and I was like, the fuck are you guys doing? Because I just didn't, and they all thought it was really disgusting that I didn't, you know, shower every day. I can't even wash my hands like after I've been to the toilet every time, which I know everyone's going to be like, oh, that's so disgusting, but like, would you rather not wash your hands after you've been to the toilet or have all the skin peel off your hands? And you know, I always get really dirty looks when I use public bathrooms because I don't wash my hands after I went to the toilet in a public bathroom, especially in a public bathroom, because their soap is weird, their water's weird, and it absolutely doesn't work. I always carry wet wipes, so I always wipe my hands with a wet wipe afterwards. They're like baby wipes essentially, so they're super like unscented, really soft and gentle, so it's not gonna hurt my skin in any way. But you know, it's just one of those things I have to do. You know, it is gross, but like, I'd rather just deal with maybe being a little bit gross sometimes rather than everything else that I've just described. So, although showering and my many issues with showering and having to wash my hair is really the main reason why I shaved my head, there were a few other kind of minor sensory reasons why I shaved it. Having long hair, you know, if you have long hair, then you know it tends to tickle at the back of your neck. When it's, you know, really hot, it gets all stuck to the back of your neck and it gets all sweaty and disgusting. And, you know, like when you put it in a ponytail, you've always got these little stray bits that you just can't fit in the ponytail or just won't stay put. And it's all those little things, and some days it wouldn't bother me. You know, if I was having a good day, you know, I wasn't really bothered by those tiny little things and it wouldn't matter. But on the days I would struggle, those things, they mattered so much. Just that tiny little, you know, if I was just about holding it together, I could just have a tiny little bit fall out my ponytail and that's it, meltdown. It's just like the final straw. Anyone who has long hair will know that it gets in the way, you know, and so usually when you're working or something, you throw it up in a ponytail or a bun. Whether you make it a nice bun or not is kind of irrelevant, but you put it up out of the way so that it's not getting in your face when you're trying to write, you know, it's not getting caught in anything. And so that's what I ended up doing most of the time. I would just throw it up in a ponytail. I mean, I think I had, when I was at school, I think I put my hair down like 3 times, and that was only because I had a migraine, and so I literally couldn't stand to have it in a ponytail anymore. But otherwise it always just went straight up in a ponytail, and that was it. Just every day I woke up, put my hair in a ponytail, where it stayed until I went to bed. um, and so I was kind of like, well, what is the point of having such long hair if the only thing I'm ever going to do with it is put it up in a ponytail? And the ponytail itself also caused issues because, like I've said, it doesn't always stay put. I had very thick hair and very long hair, and so I'd have to use like 6 bobbles to get it to stay in place. You know, things, you know, you had little flyaway bits, they would not stay. And also I've always struggled with chronic headaches, and if you struggle with any kind of headaches, then, you know, putting it up in a ponytail or a bun, it doesn't help the headaches. So, in summary, the basic reasons why I shaved my head were that showering was such a waste of my time and it caused so many problems that it was not worth it. And also the sensory issues that came with having my hair both down and pulled up in a ponytail were also just not worth it. And so around the time I started my GCSEs, so about the age of 15, 16, I thought, like, why do I even have long hair? Because I wake up every day, I throw it in a ponytail, and that's it. It just stays there all day, every day, where it gets in the way, it doesn't stay where it's put, it gives me a headache, and I still have to wash it twice a week. So with all that in mind, you're probably wondering, why the hell did I not shave my head sooner? Why did I wait 3 years to actually do it? But there are some reasons for that, and I thought I would share. The first and biggest reason was that never in a million years would I have shaved my head while I was at secondary school. Never. That is a stupid ass idea, and honestly no one in their right mind would have done that. It just, like, it wasn't worth it. You know, even with everything I've just told you about just how much of a pain it was to have long hair and to look after it and to live with it every day, I was like, there is no way that shaving my head would be worth it right now. You know, when I was in year 10, I was doing my GCSEs, I was like, it's not worth it because I will be bullied into oblivion. You know, I was already picked on, I was always the weird, quiet kid, and I was in and out of school a lot because of my mental health issues. I was signed off for like a month at the end of year 9, I think it was. Or was it year 10? I'm not sure. I think it was year 10 actually. And so I was always in and out, you know, I had a pass to leave class, and so, you know, people were already wondering, like, what the fuck's going on with her, you know? And so, you know, like, shaving my head, that would have been like, wow, she really is the weird kid. So yeah, I was not keen to draw any more attention to myself. So, you know, regardless of everything I've just said, it just wasn't worth it. I was not going to shave my head while I was in school. I have, of course, since left school. I'm in my 2nd year of college. I'm over halfway through my 2nd year of college, so I didn't end up, I thought about shaving my head after I'd finished school and before I went to college, because I go to college outside of my town, so I know nobody which is great, which is exactly the reason I wanted to go there, and also because the college in my town is terrible. So, you know, I knew that I would know nobody there, it would be a completely fresh start, but still, I was like, it's quite a drastic thing to do, and even though I knew it was going to be a completely fresh start and no one would know me, and so if I just went with a shaved head, then that would just be like, oh yeah, there's just Sam, she just has a shaved head and that's fine. But it's still a very drastic thing to do. At that point in my life, I was no longer really worried about bullies because I'd sort of grown past that. I'm like, yeah, I really don't give a shit what you think. But my main worry with starting at a new place was that I already had a lot to deal with. You know, I was going to a new town, so I didn't know the town. I knew nobody there, which was a plus, but also a minus, because it meant I was completely alone. You know, I couldn't even just walk home if I needed to, because my home was a 40-minute drive away. You know, so I was essentially completely stranded in a new place. And I was like, yeah, let's not add another new thing to the mix. Let's just deal with this. And then we'll deal with everything else after I've kind of settled in at college. So while I was sort of, you know, getting used to college and everything, it just kind of, like, it went to the back of my mind. I had other things to worry about. And I imagined at the time that I'd probably come back to it in my gap year, because I'd always planned to take a gap year between college and whatever came after that. I am now going to university, but at the time I wasn't sure if I was or not, but I'd always planned to take a gap year, just to sort of, you know, sort my shit out a bit. Which will take more than a year, but you know, at least get started on sorting my shit out. And so I'd always just planned to like come back to it, basically. I just added it to the list of stuff that I would come back to. But then of course, you know, good old Corona happened and we've all been in lockdown for like quite literally nearly a year at this point. And you know, let's be honest, I mean, technically the schools are going back on the 8th of March, which is, in my opinion, the worst decision ever, but you know, Boris Johnson doesn't care about my opinion. And I won't be going back to college in person anyway. I'll never set foot in that college again, unfortunately, because it's just how it's going to work out, because I can't get tested or anything. So yeah, my time at college is essentially over, which means I'm never going to see those people again. I've essentially kind of just had 2 gap years almost. So I was like, you know what, we've been in lockdown for nearly a year. I am sick and tired of washing my hair, and I'm just gonna cut it. By the time I go off to university, I'll have, you know, had my hair like this for over a year. It'll be normal, and you know, it'll just be completely normal, so it won't be anything new to adjust to, and I'll be able to adjust to to university, you know, without the stress of I must wash my hair twice a week. I think there was also a part of me that was very scared to cut my hair, because my hair was really the only thing people have ever complimented me on. Because I always had such long, such thick hair, and it's also, I'm blonde, so you know, I had lovely long blonde hair, really thick, most hair that most people would kill for my hair. My hair also grows really quickly, so you know, they were like, oh, you're so lucky, you have such beautiful hair, and I was like, yeah, but I like fucking hate it. But at the same time, despite the fact that I really hated it and it was in the way and it was such a pain in the ass, I was like, but you know, it's the only thing anyone ever compliments me on, and everyone always says how lucky I am to have such beautiful long thick hair, and you know, so I can't cut it. I did eventually manage to get over that hurdle, but it was a huge thing I had to get over. I dyed my hair quite a lot. I dyed my hair fire truck red in like year 9 or something, maybe year 10, I don't know. The school hated it, however technically it was within their rules, because it had to be a natural hair colour. It had to be all one colour, so you can have dip dyed hair, and it had to be a natural hair colour. Not necessarily your natural hair colour, but a natural hair colour. And although it was a very bright red, it was technically a natural hair colour, because red is a natural hair colour. So you know, we managed to get them on the fine print there. And then of course I bleached my hair just before prom, and then I dyed it purple, and I've been wanting to dye it like electric blue for a while, but electric blue hair dye is so hard to find. So, you know, I've always dyed my hair, and dyeing my hair kind of helped me get over that hurdle of, no, you can't do anything to your lovely long blonde hair. You know, because the world didn't end when I did something to my hair, you know? And that kind of helped me get over it. So yeah, that is why I shaved my head, and honestly, I absolutely love it. I'm not going back. I may dye it again at some point in the future, but for now, I'm just going to leave it how it is. You know, I might eventually, like after uni, I might grow it out into some slightly more of a hairstyle, but still definitely keeping it very short. But for now, it's staying exactly as it is. I'm not sure how often I'm going to have to shave it. I have got a razor, but I haven't even opened the box yet. I don't know how often I'm going to have to cut it. I'm thinking maybe once a month, but we'll see. So yeah, I am very glad I did it though, and honestly, if you're thinking of shaving your head, do it. Absolutely do it. Okay, worst case scenario, you don't like it, and it'll grow back. It's just hair, it will grow back. And if you have shaved your head, or you do shave your head, honestly, just tell me how much time you saved in a week after shaving your head, because it astounds me how much extra time I have now that I don't have to worry about washing my hair. You know, showering is no longer a problem. I'm just like, oh yeah, I need to go in the shower, so I just pop in the shower, 5 minutes, and I'm done, you know? So just tell me how much time you've saved, because it truly just blows my mind how much time I've saved in a week after I shaved my head. So yeah, this video is getting quite long, so I'm gonna wrap it up, but those are all the reasons why I shaved my head. I absolutely love it. If you're thinking of doing it, do it. If you do shave your head, or if you have shaved your head in the past, send me some photos. If you send them on my Instagram or my Twitter, I'll leave the links down below. I'd love to see. I'd love to talk to you. And yeah, I'm going to leave it here, so subscribe for more. I do weekly vlogs, and there will be a video going up every Wednesday of all sorts of varieties. I have a lot of more autism reviews in the line. I'm doing a real-time study with me tomorrow. And also there will be a room tour at some point, but it's taking a long time to film, so could be a few months. So like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next video.